And we start our morning rush with breaking news for you. A Farmington man now waking up behind bars accused of murdering his own son. The San Juan County Sheriff's Office says Fernando Azofaifa met to exchange a 5-year-old with his mother when the two got into an argument where he even showed a gun. They say he later sent a text message saying she would never see her son again. Deputies finding the dad and the boy's body at an apartment in Farmington. Deputies say he confessed to the crime. Kristen.
More sunshine today as high pressure slides over the state. We're not looking at any rain or snow today here in New Mexico. Overnight into tomorrow, a little bit more cloud cover. Next chance for showers will be up across the Four Corners, specifically southern Colorado starting Tuesday night and then continuing into Wednesday over the northern higher terrain. Crystal?
This morning, a person is waking up in the hospital with critical injuries after being hit by a car. Police say this happened around 8 o'clock near Central in Girard. No word as to any possible charges just yet. We'll continue following the story for you throughout the day. This morning, a Santa Fe family trying to figure out their next steps after a suspected drunk driver destroyed their home. Red Cross now stepping in to help them out. On Thursday night, deputies say Miguel Garcia crashed into the Carmona's mobile home off of Agua Fria. The pickup crashing through the wall, landing near 4 young kids. Garcia is now charged with DWI. State police currently investigating what caused a plane crash in near Farmington, I should say, last night. Officials say the plane went down near a county road and Highway 371. No word on how the crash happened or if anyone was injured. We're expecting to learn more about this later on today as well. Border officials say they're closing a holding area close to an area recently deemed an operation crisis. This connecting El Paso to Juarez. Migrants once held there now being relocated. This comes as 750 border inspectors were reassigned to deal with the influx of families seeking asylum, including New Mexico Border Patrol agents. On to other news for you. Officials say citywide crime is continuing to fall, except in one area. That's where police will now focus. APD says non-fatal shootings and crimes involving juveniles, it's going up, but they say property, violent, and auto-related crimes have been decreasing since 2018. The city credits hiring new officers and community policing. On to news new at 6. The clock is winding down for the governor to take action on any bills that she wants to make law. Friday is the deadline. After that, it will become a pocket veto. Several bills that passed by the legislature but not yet signed do include the $7 billion budget approved by lawmakers, something that she has to sign. On to new news for you this morning. Co-sponsors of a probation bill are speaking out. That bill would keep people on probation or parole from going back to prison because of small violations like failing to appear in court. They say it would reduce recidivism, according to the Journal, who says it's in response to the state prosecutors calling the bill a public safety risk. A former Santa Fe Marine is free this morning following his release from an Irish prison. 82-year-old Ken Mayers is awaiting trial after he and a group of Veterans for Peace activists cut through a fence at Shannon Airport to protest the airport's policy of allowing U.S. military planes to stop there en route to the Middle East. This morning, there is a petition going around Aztec trying to recall 3 city officials. Last week, Aztec city commissioners voted 3-2 against a proposal that pledges not to enforce recently passed state gun control laws. Some argue they're unconstitutional. If it gets enough signatures, it would be sent to a district court judge for final approval. We're looking ahead for you on this Monday morning. Plastic straws and bags could soon be banned from Albuquerque restaurants. That's if city councilors vote for the ordinance on April 15th. Earlier this year, councilors introduced a proposal that would ban single-use plastics at restaurants and retail shops. The ban would also include non-reusable to-go containers. The trial for a former Albuquerque priest set to begin today for federal sex abuse charges. We expect jury selection to begin this morning up in Santa Fe. Authorities say in the early 90s, Arthur Perot assaulted an 11-year-old boy at an Air Force base and veteran cemetery. He's pleaded not guilty so far. Kristen.
Today's Metro Threat Index at a 3, watching for some patchy morning fog here in the valley, but also some cold temperatures out there. Most of us in the 20s and 30s. No significant problems with the weather this afternoon. Crystal?
It is now to the governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, to appoint New Mexico's top cop, but it's not clear when that will happen. Former New Mexico State Police Chief Pete Caceres retired as Governor Susana Martinez left office. The department does not have deputy chiefs either. The governor said when they make an announcement, they'll announce an entire team. UNM's Museum of Southwestern Biology says they hope to open their doors to the public again soon. This is to show off their unique exhibit. The museum opened back in 1938. Director Dr. Christopher Watts, says there are more than 14 million specimens, including everything from taxidermied rodents and birds to at least a dozen parasites. Take a look at some colorful paintings like the ones you see on your TV screen. They'll soon be on display at UCLA's School of Dentistry. This artwork, created by NMSU alumnus George Mendoza, it's called 15 Visions. Mendoza says his eroded eyesight helped him make the abstract art. His work goes on display April 9th. A group will be working to improve their coding and computer science skills beginning today at Cultivating Coders' latest boot camp. The camp is 12 weeks long. It's for ages 17 through 29. It's happening Monday through Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. For more details, go to alwaysonkrqe.com. Kristen.
Time now for a check on traffic. We do have a couple incidents to tell you about. The first, the accident reported on I-25 northbound. It's on the on-ramp from the northbound lanes to westbound Paseo. So restricted lanes there. Everything else looks pretty good. The news tracker out this morning shows some traffic there, but nothing major.
Global baseball team looking for another win at home on Tuesday. This after taking down UNLV on the road in the matchups series final. The Lobos would bring home the victory 7-4. They're now 14-13 overall, 6-6 in conference play. UNO will host Texas Tech at 6 p.m. All right, new this morning, lack of sleep could be influencing your happiness at work. Oh no, this according to a survey by a mattress company. Sleep deprived workers are more often dissatisfied with their jobs. Sleep deprived is defined as getting around 6 hours or less of shut-eye. That's even more likely for those who work in retail, technology, or hospitality.
We are taking you back 56 years ago on this day, 1963. We had some peat to even golf ball sized hail out in Hobbs and Lee County, caused some damage there to some windows, cars, and even signs. That was on this day 56 years ago.
All right, time for the 5 facts.
We start with number 5. Brackets are busted this morning. We are down to the final 4 in the March Madness tournament. The shocking upset everyone talked about this morning, Michigan State knocking out tournament favorite Duke. Kentucky took on Auburn. Auburn would clinch the victory in overtime. Virginia, Michigan State, Texas Tech, and Auburn will all advance this Saturday's Final 4.
I know folks who don't have a single one of those teams in their Final 4.
I know. I have Tech, so I'm excited about that.
You're almost there. All right, number 4, it's been 3 months since New Mexico's last top cop stepped down, and still the position remains vacant this morning. Pete Gacetas retired as governor. Susana Martinez left office. Currently, the department has no deputy chiefs either. They're next in line in leadership. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham says when she announces a replacement, it will likely be a team. No word on when that will happen, though.
At number 3, warmer today with high temperatures climbing back to near 60. It's still a little cooler than what we typically see this time of year, but we'll get our sunshine back this afternoon. Tomorrow, a little breezy but warmer. Wednesday, more wind, showers to the north and northwest, cooler midweek, but warming up and drying out Thursday and Friday.
Number 2, now the debate continues on whether or not a referendum should be used on the new gun law. The referendum could give voters a chance to weigh in on if they want the new law to be overturned. The governor recently signed the bill requiring background checks on all private gun sales. Gun supporters and House Republicans quickly propose a referendum in attempts to overturn it. They'll have to get this on the 2020 ballot. If it does happen, it will be only the second time in statehood history that it's been done. Number 1 now, breaking news. A Farmington man now charged with murdering his son. Here's what we know so far in this case. So the San Juan County Sheriff's Office says Fernando Azofaifa had been arguing with his child's mother earlier that day, even pointing a rifle at a man that she was with when the two had met to exchange the 5-year-old. Now they say he later sent a text message to the mother saying she would never see her son again. Deputies finding the dad at an apartment in Farmington yesterday afternoon. While searching that apartment, detectives also found the boy's body. They're not saying how they believe the boy died, but they did say after interviewing the dad, he did confess to the crime. Of course, it's ongoing. We'll have more details for you later on today.